Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, Counter Spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Well, we end the weekend and start off a brand new month with an episode of Father Knows Best starring Robert Young from 70 years ago, May 1st, 1952. My name is Sam. That's Kathy's new name, and you'll find out why shortly. We thank you for tuning in. On this Sunday, this is the first day of May, 121st day of the year, and we have 244 days remaining until we get to 2023. It was on this date in 1900, the Schofield mine disaster killed 200 people in Schofield, Utah, now the fifth worst mining accident in U.S. history. It was on this date in 1915, the RMS Lusitania departed New York City on her 202nd crossing of the North Atlantic. It would be the final crossing for the ship. 6 days later, the ship torpedoed off the coast of Ireland with the loss of 1,198 lives, including 128 Americans. That roused American sentiment against Germany. The first cooked meals on a scheduled flight introduced on an Imperial Airways flight from London to Paris on this date in 1927. Empire State Building dedicated in New York City in 1931. In 1940, the Summer Olympics canceled due to war. Orson Welles' Citizen Kane premiered in New York City on this date in 1941.
6 years ago, I looked at a picture of the world's greatest newspaper men. I felt like a kid in front of a candy store. Well, tonight, 6 years later, I got my candy. All of it. Welcome, gentlemen, to the Inquirer. Make up an extra copy of that picture and send it to the Chronicle, will you please? It'll make you all happy to learn that our circulation this morning was the greatest in New York. 684,000.
684,132.
Right. Having not welcomed you, I hope you'll forgive my rudeness in taking leave of you. I'm going abroad next week for a vacation. I promised my doctor for some time now that I'd leave when I could, and I now realize that I can't.
Orson Welles' Citizen Kane, premiering on this date in 1941. It was announced on this date in 1945 that Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun had committed suicide a day earlier.
This is London calling. Here is a news flash. The German radio has just announced that Hitler is dead. I repeat that. The German radio has just announced that Hitler is dead.
Hitler committed suicide, shooting himself in the head. Eva Braun bit into a cyanide capsule. It was on this date in 1956 the polio vaccine developed by Jonas Salk made available to the public, and in 1967 Elvis married a young woman he met in Germany.
Did you meet anyone special in Germany?
Not any special one. There was a little girl that I was seeing quite often over there that her father was in the Air Force, and actually they only got over there about 2 months before I left. I was seeing her, and she was at the airport when I left. And there were some pictures made of her. But it was no big romance.
Elvis married Priscilla Beaulieu at the long-gone Aladdin Hotel in Las Vegas. Amtrak formed to take over U.S. passenger rail service on this date in 1971. The 1982 World's Fair opened in Knoxville, Tennessee. And in 1989, Disney MGM Studios opened in Orlando. On the third day of the 1992 L.A. riots, African-American criminal Rodney King appeared in public before television news cameras to appeal for calm and peace, asking people, I just want to say, can't we all get along? In what became known as the Mission Accomplished speech, President George W. Bush declared on this date in 2003, major combat operations in Iraq ended aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln off the coast of California.
This much is certain. No terrorist network will gain weapons of mass destruction from the Iraqi regime. because the regime is no more.
Now, Bush's assertion and the sign itself that said mission accomplished became controversial after guerrilla warfare in Iraq increased during the Iraqi insurgency. The vast majority of casualties, both military and civilian, occurred after this speech. Well, 2 years later, in 2005, an Australian man who was working in Iraq apparently abducted there, according to videotape distributed to news agencies that showed the man pleading for his life and asking President Bush to withdraw the military.
They are strong. They will look after themselves against their neighbours. Please help me. I don't want to die.
That man, Douglas Wood, was married to an American woman and lived in California. He was held hostage for 6 weeks until he was rescued by Iraqi army troops. Puerto Rican government ran out of money on this date in 2006. That forced the closure of schools and all other governmental agencies. And yes, Puerto Rico is a territory of the U.S. Al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden shot and killed by Navy SEALs on this date in 2011. On that same date, Pope John Paul II beatified by his successor, Pope Benedict XVI. Passing away on this date in history, band leader, musician, comedian Spike Jonze, activist Eldridge Cleaver, actor Steve Reeves, also Miss Elizabeth, pro wrestling manager, Helen Wagner of As the World Turns, Janice Rand on the original Star Trek TV series Grace Lee Whitney, and actress Olivia Dukakis, who passed away 1 year ago today. This is the birth date of Wild West performer Calamity Jane, singer Kate Smith, When the Moon Came Over Her Mountains, comedian actor Louis Nye, very, very funny man, conductor Walter Susskind, also actor Glenn Ford, TV host Jack Parr, film actor Dan O'Herlihy, novelist Joseph Heller, Art Fleming, the original Jeopardy host, Scott Carpenter, country music singer-songwriter Sonny James, and ABC News anchor journalist Max Robinson. Birthday number 83 for Judy Collins, who still sees everything from both sides now. Also singer-songwriter Rita Coolidge, who is still all alone. Ray Parker Jr., still calling for the Ghostbusters at 68. The current judge of the People's Court, Marilyn Milian, 61 years old. For most of the history of the People's Court, she has been the judge. Yeah. 30 years, she's been a part of it for 20. Faith Hill's ex, Tim McGraw, 55. And Christian Grey from 50 Shades of Grey, Jamie Dornan, is 40. Those just a few of the people who celebrate the first day of May as their birthday. And if this happens to be your birthday...
Hi, we're the Four Freshmen, and we just want to say... Happy birthday to you!
From 70 years ago today, May 1st, 1952, Robert Young in Father Knows Best. I'm Wyatt Cox. Thanks for being with us on this Sunday edition of Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.
Hi, this is Kyle Horvath with the White Pine County Tourism and Recreation Board. If you want to get away from the big cities and get back to nature this summer, give us a call at 775-289-3720 or visit us online at elinevada.net. There's so much to do and see I can't mention it in 30 seconds, but check out our website and you'll see what Nevada is really all about. elinevada.net or follow us on Facebook or Instagram. Give us a call at 775-289-3720 or visit us online at elinevada.net.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's Medi-Share. Maybe you've heard switching to Medi-Share to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for Medi-Share is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. Medi-Share works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
Now on this Sunday edition of Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, we head back to Thursday, May 1st, 1952, 70 years ago, for an episode of Father Knows Best starring Robert Young.
Now listen to Father Knows Best, transcribed starring Robert Young as Father. Welcome to Springfield, and another half-hour visit with the folks in the White Frame House on Maple Street. Sit back and enjoy life with the Andersons, Kathy, Bud, Betty, Margaret, and Jim, as the head of this typical American household again sets out to prove that Father knows best. Due to either purely biological accident or to some higher prearranged plan, some children are boys and some are girls. The results of this plan are not always universally satisfactory to the young specimens involved. Such as is currently the case with the smallest member of the family occupying the White Frame House on Maple Street, one Kathy Anderson. Life as a girl, she feels, is much too limiting. And to prove it, she can cite innumerable incidents such as... Well, for example, the incident that occurred while Kathy was playing on the back porch early one afternoon. Like this.
Kathy, what are you doing out here? You're shaking the whole house.
Hi, Mommy.
Kathy, stop this awful racket. Kathy!
I'm building a car. I'm going to Detroit.
Well, I can't stand the noise. Build it someplace else.
I can't. Somehow I got it nailed to the porch and I can't get it loose.
How do you expect to get to Detroit if your car is nailed to the porch?
Oh, I'm not going in this. I'm just building this to enter the soapbox derby.
Kathy, the soapbox derby is for boys, not girls.
Oh, gosh, that's all I hear. For boys. Everything's for boys.
Oh, now, Kathy, girls can do just as many things as boys.
Can girls join the YMCA?
Well, no.
There, you see?
Yes, but boys can't join the YWCA, and girls can.
Who wants to join it if there's no boys in it?
Well, I'm not going to stand out here arguing with you all day. I want you to come in and get cleaned up because you and Betty and I are going to have our pictures taken this afternoon.
Me too? I'm going to be in it?
Yeah. Won't that be fun?
Nah.
Well, you're going to have to be in it whether you like it or not. Come on. I've laid out that little blue organdy dress for you to wear.
Mother, what time will that photographer be here?
Oh, around 3:30, I think.
Will I have time to run down to the beauty shop for just a quick set?
Heavens, no.
I don't want to come out in the paper looking utterly icky. In the paper? Are we going to be in the paper? Right in the middle of the women's page. Women's page. Ugh. Well, what's the matter with you, sourpuss?
She's unhappy because she's a girl. Now, you get upstairs and get in that tub.
Oh, all right.
Margaret, I'm home.
I'll just have to try to do something with this fright wig of mine.
Margaret, I have a wonderful idea. Oh, hello, Princess.
Hello. Mother, how do you think I look with a poodle cut?
Well, now, personally, I think a poodle cut is very attractive, especially around the ankles.
Oh, Jim. Why are you home in the middle of the afternoon? Is anything wrong at the office?
No, I just got everything cleaned up early, and I have a real wonderful idea.
Oh? What is it?
Well, actually, I'm doing this for Bud. I thought he'd get a big kick out of it, and it would be good for him, too.
Well, what is it?
Margaret, look at the calendar.
The calendar?
Tomorrow morning is the opening of trout season, and I'm going to take Bud on a little fishing trip.
Why, I think that's a splendid idea.
You do?
Why, yes.
Well, I better break the news to Bud. Is he home?
Yes, I think he's in the den lying down.
Lying down? Is anything wrong?
Well, I asked him to clean out the garage, and he's suddenly got a very strange pain in his head. So he's lying there with an ice bag on his chest.
His chest. I thought the pain was in his head.
Well, he evidently found it was too hard to read comic books with that ice bag half over his eyes, so he switched the pain to his chest.
Very convenient. Well, I think I can cure that all right. He's in the den, you say?
He was, the last I saw of him.
Fishy, fishy in the brook. Bud, are you in here?
Huh? Oh, Dad. You home?
No, I'm guiding a group of Des Moines school teachers to Carlsbad Gallery.
Oh, I mean, it's so early.
Well, I came home to see how you're coming with cleaning up the garage.
Oh, I wanted to do it, but gosh, this pain.
Yes, I heard about that. It's a shame, too, because I'd planned to take you fishing up at Lake Winnemucca.
What?
Here, now, don't sit up. You're losing your ice bag. Lie down.
Oh, but Dad, I think I feel better.
Well, we don't want to take a chance.
Oh, the pain's gone, Dad.
That's funny. It was here a minute ago.
Well, it comes and goes. Mostly goes.
I see.
What time do we leave?
Well, I figured that if we leave about 5, that'll get us up to Winnemucca in time to get a good night's sleep. Then we can shake out good and early and hit that old lake right at the crack of dawn. The steam rising off the lake, the water calm, with just enough ripple to it. Oh, man.
Aren't we going to eat breakfast?
Huh? Breakfast? Oh, sure. We'll take a lot of grub along.
Well, am I really going, Dad?
Son, you're as good as there.
Oh, boy, I got to call Joe.
I better start getting our gear together. It's probably strung out all over the house. Have you seen that glass rod the office gave me for Christmas?
Last time I saw... Hello, Joe? Bud. Hey, guess where I'm going?
Might be in my closet.
Fishing, up at Lake Wigglemahoocah.
Winnemucca.
Winnemucca. Wait a minute, Joe. Dad, can't we go to some lake I can pronounce?
No, I've already rented a cabin up there. Get through with your call, because I'll need you for a few things.
Joe, I gotta hang up and get ready. Tonight at 5. Yeah? Well, we don't care. We're tough. Yeah, so long. Joe says we'll freeze to death up there.
Well, it'll be cold, all right. We've got to take warm clothes along.
I got that sheepskin jacket and my long underwear. I'll go up and get dressed.
Well, wait, Bud. Don't do it yet. We aren't leaving till 5.
I'll be down and help you load the car as soon as I get dressed.
Bud? Oh, well. Margaret,
Yes, Jim?
where did you hide all my fishing tackle during the last house cleaning operation?
I imagine it's all down in the basement where you left it. Have you looked there?
Not yet. I figured that would be the one place where it couldn't possibly be.
Well, I haven't touched a thing.
Mommy!
Fishy, fishy in the brook. Daddy, catch him with a hook.
Mommy!
Oh, now you look very sweet in that dress, Kathy. You look just like my little girl again.
I look like a sissy. That's what I look like. What's Bud doing?
Bud?
He's up in his room throwing clothes out of his closet and hollering and whooping like a crazy Indian.
Oh, well, I guess he's getting...
Margaret, I wish you'd stop stacking your canned peaches on top of my tackle boxes.
I'm sorry, dear.
Especially when they leak.
What's Daddy doing in the basement?
Oh, he's getting ready to go fishing.
Fishing? Wait a minute. Is Bud going?
Yes, he is.
I want to go, too.
Kathy, you can't go. Fishing is for men and boys.
No, doggone, 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 doggone.
And don't stomp your feet.
Margaret, where's some old rags and some kerosene? One of my tackle boxes is sealed shut with peach juice.
Doggone, doggone.
Now, what in the world is that?
It's Kathy. She's mad. She wants to be a boy.
Well, that's perfectly normal. Everyone aspires to the finer things.
Finer things? Huh.
Mommy, I've decided. From now on, I'm going to be a boy.
That's a good idea.
Well, now, don't encourage her.
Why not? I'm in favor of it. I've always wanted another boy.
Well, you got one now.
Good. And now that you've switched over, what's the first thing you're going to do, Kathy? Kathy, I asked you a question.
Not me, you didn't. There's nobody around here by that name.
Oh?
My name's Sam.
Oh, I see. Well, how's everything going, Sam?
Oh, pretty good.
That's a very pretty dress you're wearing, Sam.
Oh, golly, I forgot I had it on.
You leave that dress on, too. Don't you take it off?
Sam.
Maybe you don't know that I've spent the last 2 weeks fighting this boy obsession, and now you encourage it.
Well, that's your whole trouble, Margaret. You shouldn't fight it.
You want me to let her run wild? Pretty soon she'll want to start shaving.
All you have to do is just go along with it. As soon as she sees there's no opposition, she'll get tired of the idea and drop it.
I doubt that. Not Kathy. I never would have gotten her into that dress if the photographer hadn't been coming this afternoon.
Photographer? What photographer?
I told you about it at breakfast. I'm being inaugurated as the new president of our PTA tomorrow.
Oh, yes,
and...
I remember now. But what about the...
Well, they want a picture of me for the paper. A picture of me and the girls.
Oh, yes. Well, that's fine. They couldn't have chosen 3 prettier girls.
Dad! Good heavens, what's he got on?
I'm ready, Dad. Let's start loading.
Bud, I've told you time and again not to wear those hobnail boots in the house. You'll scratch up the floors.
We're going fishing, Mom.
But not to the North Pole. You better get some of those clothes off.
Aren't we going?
Well, sure, but not for a few hours yet.
Oh, say, I just happened to think of something. You'll be taking the car, won't you?
Well, it's about 160 miles up there. It'll be a fairly brisk walk.
Oh, dear.
What's the matter now?
Well, I promised I'd pick up Mrs. Davis, Mrs. Liggett, and Mrs. Phillips on the way to that inauguration tomorrow.
Oh.
None of them will have a car.
Indeed, May 1st, 1952, Father Knows Best on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
No offense, but are you a little fat when you look in the mirror? How would you like to learn the secrets to lose 3 to 5 pounds a week easily without joining the gym or going through any crazy diets? It's called Body Sculpt by Med Diet. For the last 2 decades, we've been helping people just like you that have pounds they want to shed. We've helped millions of people lose thousands and thousands of pounds over the years. And now it's your turn. Learn the secrets of how to lose weight with one simple phone call. You'll see an amazing difference in a matter of days. Don't believe us? We'll offer you a money-back guarantee. If you're ready to start losing weight right now, call right now to learn more about your risk-free order to Body Sculpt.
Call for your risk-free offer. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. That's 800-738-5332.
Are you in bad pain? You know what I mean. Your knees hurt. Your shoulder hurts. Your elbow and back are constantly killing you. And I'm sure you've tried every pain pill or cream available at the drugstore. Am I right? Well, here's something you haven't tried. Pain Magic. Pain Magic is not available at any drugstore. The only place you can get it is by calling the special toll-free number I'm about to give you.
And to make things even better, call right now and find out about our buy one, get one free offer. We're so confident it'll work for you that we offer a free bottle with your purchase. No prescription required.
Call now to learn how you can get Pain Magic and get rid of your pain. Remember, your results may vary.
800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. That's 800-492-8164.
And you're in tune with Classic Radio Theater here on your favorite station, an episode of Father Knows Best starring Robert Young, as it was originally broadcast Thursday, May 1st, 1952. In the newspapers of that Thursday 70 years ago, these were some of the headlines. The U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals put the strike-bound steel mills back in possession of the government last night, but only temporarily, pending an appeal of the whole historic fight to the Supreme Court. Meanwhile, the nationwide strike continued. The administration hoped that the CIO steelworkers, who once again were technically employees of the government, would call off the walkout, but Union President Philip Murray was silent on his plans. Hopes for an early settlement of a strike of some 90,000 oil workers brightened last night with the announcement that Standard Oil of Indiana had reached agreement with one independent union. Federal mediator Chief Cyrus S. Ching announced in Washington that Standard of Indiana and the Central States Petroleum Union had agreed on a wage increase of 15 cents an hour effective today for 1,300 workers at the Sugar Creek, Missouri refinery. Government officials were hoping this settlement might set a pattern which would end the industry-wide oil strike, which began at 1 minute after midnight yesterday. An orderly May Day celebration turned to a screaming melee shortly before noon today. A band of Japanese and Korean communists stormed the speaker's platform at Meijing Park in downtown Tokyo just before U.S. Socialist Norman Thomas was to speak. About 50 Reds waving communist banners and singing the Internationale broke through police lines and began breaking tables and chairs on the speaker's platform. The riot quelled within 30 minutes, but scheduled speeches were canceled for the day. The U.S., France, and Britain last night accused Russia of a brutal and unwarranted attack on an Air France airliner in their second vehement protest of the incident in 24 hours. The note was the West's reply to an earlier Soviet note charging the French passenger liner was flying outside the narrow air corridors connecting isolated Berlin with West Germany and demanding that French officials take measures to prevent future violations. The May Day labor holiday that once symbolized worker solidarity will be celebrated in an atmosphere of rivalry and tension in much of the world today. Socialists and communists plan to vie for the limelight in Europe. The communists took their pitch from Moscow, which has put German unification and Russian ideas on how to do it, right along with its propaganda for peace, on a list of 59 slogans for this big day on the red calendar. Roberto Rossellini, husband of film star Ingrid Bergman, said yesterday in Rome, X-rays have revealed Miss Bergman will give birth to twins in June. Rossellini says he hopes at least one will be a girl, and if so, he will name her Idabella. The couple has a son, Robertino, born in February of 1950. A hand grenade thrown into the automobile of Garcia Morallo, the Spanish consulate in Toulouse, France, Tuesday night. Morello escaped unharmed, but fragments of the grenade tore into his hat and ripped through the car roof. Authorities in the southwestern French city could advance no motive for the attack. And those some of the day's top news stories as reported in the newspapers of Thursday, May 1st, 1952 on your radio, Father Knows Best, which continues on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
But you go ahead and take it. We'll find a way to get there. Somehow.
No, you take it. We don't have to go.
No, I want you to go. It'll be good for you. We'll manage. I don't know how, but we'll manage.
No, I don't want to inconvenience you. After all, it's your inauguration. Well, better get your fishing clothes off, Bud.
Holy cow.
No, Jim, I insist that you go. We can get there very easily. We can take the bus. Just have to transfer twice is all.
Well, I don't know. Bud, watch out where you're tossing those boots. You nearly got me.
Now, you go right ahead with your plans.
Should I put my boots back on, Dad?
Well...
Certainly. Now, don't worry about us. We'll make out. Somehow.
Mother!
Even if we have to walk. So cheer up, Jim.
Mother, I can't make my hair look halfway decent. I feel like Alice the Goon.
Really, Betty, it looks very nice. Doesn't it, Jim?
Huh? Oh, yes, sure, wonderful. That reminds me, I was looking for some rags.
I'll go find you some.
Well, I'll perish before I'll be photographed like this. I'll simply perish.
Well, go ahead and perish and quit yakking about it.
My gosh, Bud, what are you made up for?
We're going fishing.
Oh, really? When?
Tonight, 5 o'clock. Going to Lake Whittam, going to some lake.
Tonight? In the car?
Well, that was the original idiotic plan.
But, Father, you promised that Ralph and I could have the car tonight.
I did?
It was your own idea.
Bud.
I know. Take off my boots.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Gee, Father, I hate to have you miss out on your fishing trip.
No, if I made a promise, I'll stick to it.
Oh, I'm sure we can arrange something else, even if we have to go on the bus.
I know, and transfer twice. No, you go ahead as you planned. I'd rather stay home and clean out the furnace.
No, I insist you go, Father. I'll go call Ralph. He'll figure something out.
Dad,
Yeah?
is it safe to put my boots on?
I guess so. I wouldn't lace them all the way up, though.
Here, Jim, will these rags do?
What? Oh, yes. Yes, those are fine.
Okay, boys, let's get going.
Kathy, what have you got on?
Hey, those are my old clothes. That's my cap, too. Get 'em off, Kathy. I said get 'em off, Kathy.
Daddy, will you please tell him there's nobody here by that name?
Oh, that's right. Bud, I guess you haven't met Sam here.
Sam?
Kathy, or Sam, or whoever you are, you march upstairs and put that dress back on.
Mommy, I can't go fishing in a dress.
Fishing? Is she going?
Of course I'm going. Mommy said fishing was for boys, and Daddy said I was a boy. So now I can go fishing.
Uh-oh.
Dad, did you say that?
Well, yes, but now listen, Sam.
I'm going.
No, you're not. You get those clothes off this minute.
Yeah, give me my cap.
Let go. You give that back.
Oh, my stars. Look, her hair. She chopped it off.
Oh, a boy can't have long curls.
Oh, my heavens.
Now, Margaret, take it easy. It'll grow out again.
But the photographer will be here any minute now.
Oh, that's right, the news photographer.
Oh, I can just see the caption under our picture. New PTA President Mrs. Margaret Anderson and her two lovely daughters, Betty and Sam.
The Andersons will be back in a moment.
May 1st, 1952, Father Knows Best on this Sunday edition of Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox will conclude in a moment here on your favorite radio station.
It's a big, bold story set in the heartland of America, along the edge of Lonely Mountain. I am open for business. And so Big William Gorgon, played by handsome Michael James, fiercely set down his Midwest roots.
Oh, darling, we're going to sell bathrobes and raise chickens.
Set his adoring wife, Wilhelmina, portrayed by beautiful Glenda Olsen.
Oh, I love our store, Will.
But they hadn't counted on Big Ralph's bathrobes and cattle store coming to town.
Oh, Will, what will we do, Will?
Will had a plan, a way of facing off against tough Big Ralph. We're going to change the face of America. We're going to advertise.
Ad for what?
With print, broadcasting, and bus benches, we're going to tell people who we are and where we are.
What's a bus?
And so the story of how one man brought advertising to the heartland.
Oh, will it work?
It will. Well, my name ain't Will, Wilhelmina. You got to advertise or we'll die. And so the greatest marketing story of all time is here. Advertise or die, dopey.
Put your message on this national advertising platform. Email classicradiotheater@gmail.com. classicradiotheater@gmail.com. On Monday's Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, Gerald Moore in the Adventures of Philip Marlowe from 72 years ago, May 2nd, 1950, The Seahorse Jockey, a $50,000 brooch stolen, 2 murders committed, Marlowe looking for guilt on the waterfront. That's on Monday's Classic Radio Theater. But right now, let's wrap up our Sunday show here with Robert Young, Father Knows Best, and Kathy is now Sam. 70 years ago. It goes back that far, doesn't it? May 1st, 1952.
Well, up to now, the Andersons of 607 Maple Street have been just another average, well-ordered family. But they're not average anymore. No, sir. They're the only family in Springfield with a 9-year-old daughter named Sam. This altered state of affairs seems to be placing considerable strain on life in the white frame house. Like this.
Are we going fishing, Dad?
Yeah, are we, Daddy?
Beat it, Shrimp.
The name is Sam.
Beat it, Sam Shrimp.
I'm going fishing with you, aren't I, Daddy?
Well, Kathy, I mean Sam.
Jim, what are we going to do with her hair?
It's not her hair, it's his.
Whose, mine?
No, mine. My hair isn't hers, it's his.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Jim, you're responsible for this. Will you tell Sam to go up to her room and do something with his hair? What for? Because the photographer's coming, that's what for. I've had enough of this foolishness. Now march, upstairs.
Gee whiz. You said fishing trips were for boys, and Daddy said I could be a boy, so I'm going fishing.
You're going to stay here and have your picture taken.
Are we going fishing, Dad?
Well, Bud.
If you're going to go, Jim, why don't you go?
Yeah, why don't we?
Well, Margaret, if it's going to upset everybody.
It's not upsetting anybody. We'll all manage.
I'm going fishing.
You and Bud go right ahead. You need to get away.
Wait for Sam.
I have to go up and take care of Kathy. You'll get your things together, Jim.
Are we going, Dad?
Yes, we're going. Women seem to have a way of making problems out of a trip like this when there are really no problems at all. We'll just gather our stuff together and...
May I use the phone here in the den, Father?
Sure, Princess.
Bud, for Pete's sake, why are you wearing all those clothes in the house?
We're going fishing. The guy's got to be ready.
You don't have to worry about the car, Father. I'm going to call Ralph. His car had a flat tire, but if he can fix it, then we can go in his.
Well, that's good.
I certainly wouldn't want you to stay home from your fishing trip just because of me.
Well, thank you, Princess.
You go right ahead. Hello, Ralph? Betty. Oh, you didn't either.
Well, the tackle box is all set, Bud. We're practically on our way. Hand me those sinkers off the floor.
Really?
I can't bend over.
Oh, Ralph, my father has to go on a fishing trip, and I can't have the car tonight.
I didn't say you couldn't have the car.
Take it easy, Dad. I got my boots laced up.
Do you think you could fix the tire on your car, Ralph? Oh, that's a wonderful idea. Don't worry, Father. We've solved everything. You can go.
Well, thank goodness.
Ralph is going to borrow Harry's car, but Harry's car has a flat tire, too.
What?
So Ralph is going to take a tire off his car and put it on Harry.
Well, Betty, if you have to go to all that trouble...
Holy cow.
No, Ralph doesn't mind. It's all right. Harry's going to borrow a battery from Eddie.
Battery?
Well, when Harry got the flat tire and couldn't use his car till he got his next allowance to buy another tire, he loaned his battery to Jack so Jack could go to Mapleton. And now Jack isn't back from Mapleton. So Eddie's going over in his hot rod to pick up the battery from Ralph to put it in Harry's car so Harry can drive it over to Ralph's. You see, it's no trouble at all.
I can see that.
Are you still there, Ralph? It's all set. See you tonight. Bye.
Look, if you kids have to go to all that trouble...
It's no trouble, Father.
Let them. They need the exercise.
All right, Princess. Come on, Bud. Let's start loading the car. Where are all your things?
I'm wearing them.
I don't understand it. A fellow goes fishing once a year. You wouldn't think it would create such complete chaos.
Are we going?
You bet. We'll have everything in the car and...
Father, can you come out on the back porch?
What is it, Betty?
Sam has locked herself in the broom closet, and she won't come out. Mother needs help.
Holy cow. She's in the broom closet. Why get her out?
Are you coming, Father?
Margaret?
Jim, you'll have to do something with Kathy. She's here in the closet. She's locked the door. The photographer will be here in a few minutes.
All right, honey.
You certainly picked the day of all days to tell her she could be a boy.
Just leave it to me, Margaret. I don't know. The things that happen to a father. Kathy. Open the door, Kathy. Kathy? Sam.
What do you want?
Open the door, Sam.
Betty, the phone.
I'll get it, Mother.
I want to talk to you, Kathy. Sam.
I want to go fishing, and I don't want my picture taken.
How does it look, Dad?
Bud, we're going. I said we were. Open the door, Sam.
Mother, it's Mrs. Phillips. She wants to know if you're going to pick her up for the PTA meeting tomorrow.
Tell her we'll have to take the bus. I won't have the car.
Sam.
Are you going to meet her at the bus, or should she come over here?
Tell her I'll meet her at her house.
Dad.
Open the door.
Dad.
I only want to talk to you.
Dad.
What is it, Bud?
Are we gonna fish with worms?
Mother, Mrs. Phillips says you can meet at her house and... Well, what's everybody standing around for?
We're waiting for the bus. Now, please, run along, everybody. I'll see that everything is taken care of. Margaret, I'll have Heck Smith drive you to the PTA meeting.
But, Jim...
Leave things to me, please, honey. I'll talk to Kathy. I guarantee she'll have her picture taken. I'll get her out of this Sam idea. Just let me handle things my way.
All right, if you say so. Come on, Betty.
Now, Sam, let Daddy in.
You can come in, but nobody else. Come on in.
Thank you. A little crowded in here with these brooms, Sam. Why don't we go in the den?
I'm going to stay right here until you let me go fishing.
Now, look, Angel, I don't want you to be a boy. You're a natural-born girl.
I'm not either.
Yes, you are. You want Daddy to love you, don't you?
Yes?
Well, that's what I want you to be, a sweet, pretty little girl.
You're just saying that. You're giving me a sales talk.
No, I'm not kidding. This is just between you and me.
How you doing, Dad? Got her convinced yet?
Bud, go away from the door. Now, please, Angel, do this for Daddy. Go get cleaned up all pretty so I'll be proud of you.
Well...
Just think, you'll see your picture in the paper. All the other girls at school will see it.
Yeah, I guess they will. Okay, Daddy. I'll get cleaned up.
That's my girl. Now, come on, kitten.
I'll bet old Bud's waiting right outside the door.
No, he's gone. Don't worry about Bud.
Ow! You hit me right in the nose with the doorknob.
I told you, Daddy.
Bud, were you listening at the keyhole?
Who, me? Oh, no. I was just looking at the knob. It's got a screw loose.
Big fibber.
Never mind. Come on, kitten. Margaret! Margaret!
Jim, did you...
Yes, honey, we have our little girl back again.
Thank heavens.
Daddy, what time are you and Bud leaving?
Not till this evening, Angel. We're going to stay and see how nice you look for the pictures.
Gee, thanks, Daddy. You're the best, Daddy. I'm going up and put on my dress, Mommy. I'll put some ribbons in my hair.
Fine, dear. Jim, how in the world did you do it?
Oh, it's just a matter of using a little tact, a little understanding.
How about it, Dad?
We're all set, Bud. Start loading the gear.
Are we leaving now?
No, we're going to wait until the pictures are taken.
Holy cow. Something will happen. I know it.
But nothing's going to happen. Kathy's staying here and... Bud, where are you going?
I'm not taking any chances. I'm going to sit in the car.
Well, the population of the White Frame House on Maple Street has taken a drop. Out on the highway, heading for the lake, and their hard-won fishing trip are Jim and Bud, enjoying at last a man's world.
Oh, this is good. No women.
Well, we fellas have to get away once in a while. Sometimes we have to be pretty shrewd to carry it off.
How'd you get Kathy to stay home?
Oh, it isn't hard to work around the feminine mind if you know how to do it.
I guess you're pretty sharp at that stuff.
Just experience, Bud, that's all. I know quite a little about women. By the way, reach in the back seat and get those road maps, will you, Bud?
Okay. Holy cow, look what's hiding under the blankets.
Hiya, fellas. Just call me Sam.
Join us again next week, and we'll be back with Father Knows Best, starring Robert Young as Jim Anderson. In our cast were Gene Vanderpyle as Margaret, Norma Jean Nilsson, Rhoda Williams, Ted Donaldson, and Bill Foreman. Don Stanley speaking. Father Knows Best, directed by Andrew C. Love, was transcribed in Hollywood and written by Paul West and Roswell Rogers.
Well, it looks like Sam or Kathy or whatever you want to call her, she's going to get to go fishing. May 1st, 1952, Father Knows Best on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. If you miss a day on this station, you do not have to miss a single show. Our shows are also available through iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon, Facebook. Just search for Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Of course, I know you'd prefer to listen to them here on this station, and I know we would too. But, we're not here every day. We do shows 7 days a week. So you can always catch them here or on my webpage, classicradio.stream. Thank this station. Support their advertisers. Tell your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Have a great week. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.